All right guys, I'm gonna do some vanilla blueberry protein muffins. I always like to do my dry ingredients first and then mix in my wet ingredients after. Technically, you're supposed to do these in separate bowls and then add and yada, yada, yada. I hate dirtying up more dishes than necessary. So that, if you want to do that, be my guest, but I'm not about dishes in this life. I would much rather do it in one bowl and then be done. So your first one that you need is a cup of flour, and then you're gonna need a half a cup of vanilla protein powder, which usually I would use First Form, but I only have the Premier Protein in the vanilla. We used up all of our First Form vanilla, and I have just yet to restock. So you can use plant protein if you would prefer. I cannot tolerate the texture of it, so I personally use whey protein. It's a lot better in my opinion, but you guys do what you prefer. And then we're gonna need a teaspoon of baking powder. And then a teaspoon of baking soda. And a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I'm gonna mix all of that together. And then you're gonna need 2 eggs. And then you will need a half a cup of Greek yogurt, which I'm using this one. It also adds extra protein. Use whatever y'all prefer. This is just our favorite Greek yogurt that we like. We also like the honey vanilla one. I can't remember who makes it or the brand, but it is also amazing to make parfaits or anything with. So usually for a sweet treat after dinner, because I always need a sweet treat after dinner, I will make myself kind of a little parfait-ish. I'll add chocolate chips, this yogurt, and then I'll put protein powder in it. Sometimes I will add sugar-free pudding mix in it as well to kind of give it some extra flavor. But it just makes for a good healthy late night snack. If I have fresh fruit on hand, I will add it. I don't always have fresh fruit on hand because my family goes through fruit like as soon as I get it in the house, it's completely gone. So it's kind of hard to keep that on hand for me. And then you're gonna need a 1/4 cup of honey or maple syrup, whichever y'all prefer. I would prefer to use local honey, but I sadly don't have any of that on hand. We used it all up and I haven't been able to get my hands on any more. So Sam's Club to the rescue. See y'all, like I said, I make a mess. Always, always make a mess. And then I already have measured a cup of blueberries. It says fresh blueberries, but I didn't have any on hand, so I'm just using some frozen blueberries that I have. And I'm sure you could use any fruit in this. I also have some cranberries in there that I thought about using. But my husband loves blueberries, so I figured blueberries would be the better option. And I had fresh ones, but between my husband and my kids, they're completely gone within the first day of buying them. So, frozen it is today. All right, y'all. I already sprayed my pan. And because I used frozen, that's the reason why my batter turned this bluish purple. If I would have used fresh, it would have looked prettier. But you know, we'll give it some character. One of my dogs is watching me because he loves blueberries, and he's hoping that I drop a little bit so he can have a blueberry. All right, y'all, I'm gonna put these in the oven at 350 and bake. And once they're done, I will show you how they both turned out, and let's hope they turned out good.